While some of the Sonic fan base considers the 2000s to be the start of the dark era of Sonic, I would actually tend to disagree with that statement altogether. I think it was a time that Sonic had its most devastating but also influential entries. Sonic definitely had many mistakes across the home consoles and handhelds from that era, but while the games may have varied in quality, it also paved the way for a very dedicated fan base. For better or for worse. While I was just an independent child with access to early YouTube, there was only one thing that was always in my search bar: Sonic. That and some random Bionicles stop-motion videos, those things were heat. It was either game trailers, game discussions, videos of Sonic beating Mario, you know, those types of things. But I especially loved Sonic YouTubers and random assorted Sonic videos that became popular during that time. It was a time that I valued because Sonic was popular, yeah, but it seemed that he didn't have this negative connotation on his name quite yet. For most people. If it was Sonic, I sure as heck found it, and I want to share some love to people that made my love for Sonic stay consistent growing up. Also, shout out to my grandma Nanners for letting me hog the computer and learn every aspect of Sonic. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is ShrugPod, and today let's rewind the clock and glance into the earlier years of the platform where we see the wonderful nostalgia of Sonic YouTube. For those of you who are new to the Sonic YouTube space, let me just say, it looks a lot different now, at least from my perspective. It's just a lot of brain rot, to be honest. There are some good Sonic YouTubers that I still watch to this day, but some of the original Sonic videos that helped form my primordial and prepubescent brain were just made different. Like, for example,
do you like waffles? Yeah, we like waffles. Do you like pancakes? Yeah, we like pancakes. Do you like French toast? Yeah, we like French toast. Dip, 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 can't wait to get a mouthful. Waffles!
It's simple, it's easy. It's just Sonic X clips dubbed by a song about waffles. Oh wait, this is just brain rot before it was popular. Okay, well what about this other example? So for those of you who don't know this song, it actually goes a lot deeper than just Sonic. The original video was made by a YouTuber named Gary Brolsma. He just filmed himself lip-syncing a song that was really popular in Moldova. No, I can't pronounce the name, but it was made by a band named Ozone. Well, for some reason, it was a trend to have Sonic also take part in this, because why not? If you made one of these, just remember that you're not special, because you weren't the first one to do it. So many people attempted to recreate it with their own clips, and it just wouldn't stand up to the original. The footage that I've been showing to you, I think is the guy who did it first, but I could always be wrong. Now let's take a quick detour and check out our first actual Sonic YouTuber with a legend in these parts, Cabanarmani456. Just that intro alone could send a lot of you back to a wonderful time where Sonic games were still magical. Cabanarmani456 was one of the biggest Sonic channels who focused on just straight gameplay videos. He would do a ton of walkthroughs and show off community-created mods that helped show off the wonderful scene of talented creators. If you didn't watch him just for his Sonic content, maybe you watched either his Mario, Zelda, or some other big franchise that he would typically make videos about. Sadly though, Cabanarmani had a shift. Look, I'm not going to go into extreme detail about the situation because it's extremely nuanced, I still don't know everything, and there are people that are willing to spend a lot more time covering this topic than I will. All I'm here to say is that there was a time where this dude was on top in terms of Sonic content. Watch his current things at your own risk. I'm really in need of a tone shift. Ah, yes. Before the meme blew up of this song being the ultimate late night jam, I remember someone drawing this song with Sonic characters on it and thinking that it was the original meme. I was a stupid child. The original meme actually can be traced back to 2006 before it became what we know it as today. What's funny about the Sonic version is that half of these characters definitely were not liked at the time, so it's very endearing to see them in this adorable little video. Also, God bless the Swedes for this banger song. Alright, what's next? Whoa. I'd be hard-pressed to not talk about one of the most prevalent Sonic reviewers in the early 2010s, Some Call Me Johnny. Johnny's most popular review is, of course, Sonic 06, but took the time to review all of the heavy hitters of Sonic's library in a good amount of detail. Johnny was someone that was informative and took an appreciative but unbiased look at a lot of these titles. That last sentence made it seem like he's dead, but he's not. Johnny still uploads to this day and keeps that great quality alive in his most recent videos. He even made these iconic animations to celebrate Sonic's anniversaries, and they were great.
Not me! Me! Me!
One thing about reviews at that time were the particularly annoying trend of people saying, "Oh, Sonic got a rough transition into 3D," but with Johnny's reviews, that wasn't really the case at all. A lot of his stuff that he was saying was fairly positive. Another thing about his reviews were that... Wait, what's that?
I keep on dumping around. Blue hedgehog Sonic. With incredible speed, I'm moving my feet.
In the year of our Lord and Savior 2006, Sonic was not living it up well. But that didn't stop a channel under the name of Alexander Dingman that took a song off the 1996 album Sonic the Hedgehog by Arcade Music Company. It was really special because it was my first AMV and my mind was blown because how did this guy edit clips together? My brain didn't know how he did this and it changed my whole world. Now people could just make this on TikTok. Look how far we've come. AMVs, however, actually have improved over time, and one channel that is a good example of that is none other than Storm Red Desert. Storm Red Desert sums it up very well in their description. A channel with a bunch of simple fan-made Sonic music videos. That's it. Storm Red Desert was just a dedicated fan that focused on their content being music videos for popular Sonic songs or songs that just fit his vibe. If I had $1 for every person that did a Sonic and Skillet AMV, I would be rich. These videos are just charming because it was just someone that loved Sonic and wanted to make good-looking AMVs about him. Times were good. At least they were better than this.
I'm blue,
I'm Blue by Eiffel 65 was an Italian smash hit single that gained international fame, and to no one's surprise, Sonic fans thought what better way than to represent their character than to make music videos about his most identifiable quality. Blue! I know for a fact that this wasn't the one that I watched when I was younger because classic Sonic was just Sonic back then. So kind of like the Numa Numa, everyone decided to throw their hat in the ring of who could make the best lazy music video. We are just scraping the bottom of the barrel with these. But fear not, because Sonic fans actually started making things that weren't just an easy view grabber, and actually started putting a little bit of effort into it. Because a massive memory of mine was without a doubt the Sonic comics. No, not these comics. These comics.
What are you guys doing? You aren't thinking of eating those, are you? 'Cause I made them for Sonic, so you better not touch them.
Whether you think the domestication and personalization of these characters is weird, I ate this up as a kid. I read the fan fiction. I saw how everyone thought Tails was a girl. I will not forget that era of Sonic. This video's conflict in particular was that Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Silver need to remake these cookies that Amy made for Sonic before she gets back. The joke is that none of them can cook. While they ultimately end up failing, we get to see Amy hit all of them, which is just one of her personality traits in the 2000s. I just really love the effort that the artists put into making these types of videos. Why are there dogs out? All jokes aside, the choppy audio and animation may not have aged well, but someone really put a lot of work into it, and I just really love that. Another fan animation that I for sure watched a lot of was someone that understood that our time was valuable. I still quote these to this day. Roger Vanderweed is a Sonic fan who has dedicated his time to painstakingly reanimating Sonic games into bite-sized versions so that way new fans can properly get the story. They're surprisingly accurate.
Sorry guys, no punch bag.
Hey guys, found me something.
Punch bag!
That canonically happened. In all seriousness, they were just loving parodies of the source material that poked fun at a lot of Sonic games. Whether the game is new or old, Roger has made a video about these games. Fan animation was definitely something that was still prevalent in the earlier days of YouTube for Sonic fans. I mean, this guy still uploads and they're still classics. But without a doubt, the most iconic source of fan animation came from a large collab that was a love letter to the franchise. Sonic Paradox is a wonderful team of Sonic fan animators that simply just love Sonic. Their most popular videos were without a doubt the Sonic shorts that gave known and unknown artists their chance to take over a segment and do something wild. Sonic was abused, harassed, and traumatized literally the whole time. I remember that the line "Chaos Swiss Roll" was genius writing to me as a child. I tend to keep it in my back pocket whenever I'm in need of an obscure reference to something only I would understand. There's only like one person who would understand this reference, and thanks to these shorts, I can have fond memories. Being a kid was so much fun, seeing how much people love Sonic. So whether I was on the internet or at home playing with the games, or especially the action figures, every corner of my life had a way to return to Sonic. Speaking of the action figures, videos of unboxings and collections of figures stood at the top of the list in terms of what I watched. My collection is very well loved as anyone would as a 10 to 12-year-old that loved action figures. So I for sure had to have the YouTubers to watch to sustain my wishes of a dream collection.
Hey everybody, Supersonic Boom here, and my collection has just gotten so big that instead of doing collection updates like I usually do, I'm just going to be starting over from the beginning and showing you all of my stuff.
Stop motion, as mentioned earlier in the video, was always an impressive feat to me as a kid. Some stop motion is scary to me now, but even while I was younger, I still recognized the sheer amount of time and effort that it took to make these types of videos. The most impressive to me was the series known as Sonic's Chronicles by none other than YouTuber Supersonic Boom. Supersonic Boom was a Sonic channel dedicated to all aspects of the franchise. The games for sure, but the specific focus was the action figures. Now my brain chemistry may have been altered over the years, but the love for these figures is still evident to this day. Supersonic Boom definitely egged on an already unhealthy addiction. The reviews of the action figures were great, but the main appeal was the stop motion series that was incredible. Every episode was just better and better than the last. And this set was everything I wanted as a kid. I mean, it had more than Sonic, but look at all of these little references. Back to the actual content, these videos showed Sonic fighting Mario, Shadow, Silver, Eggman, Sora, Pokemon, literally anyone. Sonic was just abhorrently violent. Some of these had drama, some of them had comedy, and it was the perfect combo. These videos were without a doubt one of the biggest inspirations for how I make videos today. The videos that Supersonic Boom made were perfect in my eyes, and it's so obvious to see why. It was just a loving fan that gave it his all. These made me happy to be a Sonic fan. But I have one more that definitely had just as much of an effect on me as a creator and as a Sonic fan.
Hello everybody. You know me as Sonic Toast. Your friend and mine. What? That makes no sense.
Sonic Toast is one of the oldest and possibly most influential YouTubers that existed in the Sonic space. Simply because he has seen it all. Whether it was playing the games, reading the comics, showing off collectibles, or his most well-known creations, stop-motion videos. Sonic Toast stands to me as one of the biggest Sonic fans. This guy was and is the Sonic guy. Every aspect, big or small, he made his mark showing off his love for Sonic. Of course, he delves into franchises other than just Sonic. I specifically remember watching his Yay Super Smash Bros. Series, and I would rewatch them all the time. My true love projects of his were the Mario vs. Sonic series and the new Sonic the Hedgehog show. I forced my mom to watch these with me a lot. To see Sonic hanging from the gallows was just a really fun thing to explain. His crimes were severe, mother. Sonic Toast was the first example of what Sonic fans were truly capable of doing. At the time, there was probably bigger names, but it showed a lot of creativity from a Sonic fan's perspective. YouTube opened the gates for hardcore fans to create and for new fans to see the amount of creativity. Because whatever you think of the Sonic fan base, whether good or bad, there's actually a good amount of creativity and great things that they can make. Don't get me wrong. There's some really bad parts of it. But these examples that I got to discuss today really went a long way for me as a kid. That's not even mentioning big creators like Bellina Productions, Shadow759, PipletFan77, or even the fan animations like Nazo Unleashed or Super Mario Bros. Z. There's truly an endless world of Sonic fan creations that are well loved and stand strong to this day. Now today there may not be the best of creators, you may not even like me, but you can't deny that there are some good creators that actually are trying their best. And for those of you that want to be lazy or creepy about it, just remember, you definitely can't be the worst. Don't make me have to update that statement.